Hey YouTube, StrunkMonk74 here, and I'm just bringing you my first impressions video of Black Ops 2. And you know, like straight away, first thing I want to say is I ain't a fanboy of any particular series. You know, I started playing online games with COD 4, which to my mind anyway, to this day is still a great game. And if anyone's got it by any chance, if you would throw it into your console or well, definitely on the PS3, you will find there's still plenty of people out there playing it, and you know, it's easy enough to find games, so it gives you an idea how good that game was, that it's still going strong after all this time. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not a fanboy of any particular series. You know, I have played COD 4, as I mentioned, but I also, you know, I've played Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, as well as, you know, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Medal of Honor 2010, and the latest Medal of Honor Warfighter. And I'm just hoping that, you know, playing all those games, you know, has kind of given me a chance to be able to see what makes it a good game good and what makes a game bad, where a game could improve, where it's doing things right, and you know, some of you will agree with what I'm going to say, and some of you won't, and that's fair enough. You know, everyone's slightly different, as every game should be. You know, if every game was the same, there'd be no point in people releasing different games, because you know, they'd all be exactly the same. But yeah, and that's, again, like, as we're all different, we're all going to find things that we like in the game and things that we don't. So by no means is this gospel. You know, like I said, you might agree with it, you might not. You might hate what I'm saying, you might like what I'm saying. Some of you might think I'm being a bit harsh, some of you might think I'm being too easy on the game, and even fewer of you will probably think I've got it spot on. But hey, just any comments or stuff, just leave them at the end to let us know what you think, and you know, it's always nice to hear people's opinions. But anyway, my opinion on this game. So I'm going to probably start with the things I think it still needs to work on. The first thing I would say is the fact that, you know, this is a COD game. There's no getting away from it. The play style is very much COD. The nature of how you would play this game, you know, is basically not changed throughout the series. You know, you've got to be fairly mobile, fairly aggressive, and move around a fair amount. You know, otherwise you will get caught out. But it is without doubt a COD game, and all I mean by that is, you know, like, this for example is Domination. This is an objective based game we're playing right now, and the sort of like teamwork doesn't, if you're used to playing something like Battlefield or Medal of Honor, where teamwork is so much a part of the game because it's so necessary, in the COD games, you know, people don't seem to worry about it as much, and you know, and that's what I mean by it. It feels very COD-like. You know, you do feel like you'll end up running around by yourself, and doing the best you can yourself. So I don't think you can get away from that either. That's just the way the game is. And like any other game, you know, there's been plenty of releases. You know, Battlefield 3 suffered it, Medal of Honor Warfighter suffering it, and this game suffering it. Is that there are issues with the game at launch, and this game's particular issue is the lag. It is horrendous at times. You know, there are plenty of times, and I should have got my arse handed to me, and I didn't, because of the lag. And there are plenty of times I should have handed someone their arse, but I didn't, again, because of lag. And you know, it's frustrating for any player, really frustrating for a player that sort of happens. So, but you know, like I said, there's plenty of games out there, and it seems to be the norm now that, you know, companies are releasing games, and they're you know, they're not fully ready, or there's major, you know, game altering flaws with the game when they've released it. Another little flaw or another little problem with the game, or a fault with the game, whatever you want to call it, is the hip fire. In this game, hip fire accuracy is it's not just accurate; it is ridiculously accurate. You know, I should not be able to be at the end of a street and be hip firing at someone who's got just their head poking out just above a wall or over the top of a car, or just peeking over the top of a barrel or around a fence or something, and be down the road and hip firing and getting headshots with it. There's just no way you should be able to do it, and I think that's a major issue with the game. If you went back to, say, COD 4 or something, hipfire was never that accurate. You know, a lot of the times when people were going around corners, they were, you know, ADSing. And yes, I mean, to be fair, you look at my gameplay style, I've got a really nasty habit of, as soon as I see an enemy player, the first thing that's happening on my controller is my left trigger finger is depressing L1, and then my right trigger finger is going down. And the thing with hipfire is, and it being that accurate, is people are literally just running around. As soon as they're seeing someone, it's just they're starting to spray, and they're worrying about getting their crosshairs on the person afterwards. So it's almost like you start spraying first, and eventually you'll get your crosshairs on the person. You know, and it all goes towards that COD-like feel of the game. You know, it's there, and it's got worse. I think it's got worse as the series has progressed, and I just think you know, some people really love it and enjoy it, and you know, it is what it is. It's you know, some people, I guess, can take it a bit seriously, probably me as well sometimes. It is a game after all. I just think like it'd be nice if it was a little bit more sort of like realistic, rather than, you know, just charging around the corner. But you know, it's part of the game, and to me it's a flaw, but others probably love it, and it's probably in equal numbers, or probably more that love it than don't. So you just got to deal with it. But to me, it's still a flaw in the game. And probably the last little thing I'd say about the game, and in a negative way, is the guns. If you come like myself, for the last year or so I've been playing like Battlefield 3, and I got Medal of Honor Warfighter when it came out. If you're used to the gun mechanics in those games, as I am now, and you're used to having to deal with recoil and spread of your weapon, and then you start playing a game like BlackOps II, where the recoil is minimum at best. You know, it really is minimal, the recoil. I almost have to force myself to keep the trigger finger down, because it is that accurate. The bullets just seem to go in a straight line, and there's very little spread or recoil from the weapon. And I just think, again, it goes towards helping, you know, those who like, if you couple that, say for example, with a hip firing, you know, those who like the run and gun, like charging around a corner, it's sort of like it's ideal for them. But that is so woeful. But you know, it's just one of those things. It's there, but to me it's still a flaw and a fault in the game. You know, if you wanted to make it a little bit more team-based, you know, if you was to take out the hip-fire accuracy and the fact that your weapon is so accurate at full auto, you know, people wouldn't charge into a room by themselves and then almost do like a 360 spin round in that room, and as soon as they saw someone sitting somewhere or coming through a door or looking through a window, they'd start spraying from the hip in a general direction. You know, they'd be forced to sort of like go into that room as maybe one or two of them together, and you know, check their corners and check the map, and check the room, check the corners and stuff, and it'd probably make it a little bit more team based, which kind of leads me on in a weird way to what I think the pros are. And the pros of this game for me, I'm going to start off with saying it's a COD game. It's a pro. for all the stuff I have said about you know, like the hip firing, and they could make it more team orientated if they reduced the hip fire accuracy, if they reduced the overall accuracy of the weapons. If they did that, yeah, it wouldn't be COD, I guess. And one of the reasons I still play Call of Duty games is because when I don't have my clan or my mates online with me, I know I can just throw this game in, get into a game, and just have some fun. And I know generally on most servers that I go onto, there's going to be it's not going to be too many people playing as a team, as a clan or anything like that. You know, it's going to generally be individuals, possibly 1 or 2 players playing together. But on the whole, generally most people are playing by themselves and just running around having fun. You know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that. It's just there are so many players out there, so many Call of Duty players out there. This game has already, I believe, I think I read somewhere it's the biggest selling media launch of the year to date so far. And you know what that means is it's grossed more than movies out there. This game is grossed, so it gives you an idea of the sheer scale of players around the world. And so from that point of view, there is no way that there's loads, when you go online, you're constantly going to be running into clans or into teams and stuff. You're going to be generally running into players who are playing either by themselves or 1 or 2 players who are playing as mates. So you know, from that point of view, it's great. I don't have to worry about getting owned by like a team going up against a team of players who are communicating and working together. I can go in there and just have some fun and play the game. So that's what I mean by it's a positive that it's a Call of Duty game. The other big positive of the game is if like me, you've been used to 30 frames per second, like you get in Battlefield 3 and Medal of Honor, the 60 frames per second that you get in Call of Duty is lovely. It's so nice to play a game with that sort of frame rate. It makes it so smooth, you know, like your movement just seems so smooth when you're aiming around, when you're moving around, when you're looking around. It's just remarkably smooth, and it to be honest, it's taken me a little while to get used to it because I'm so used to the other 30 frames per second. And being a little bit more aggressive with my controller, and that's an epic fail right there. I have no idea what I was doing. But yeah, you know, it's a huge plus for this game. The frame rate, it just makes it so enjoyable to play. The maps, I'd have to take my hat off to this game and the maps. The map design is, you know, it's perfect for this game. It reminds me, it's close to COD 4 maps as I've come across in a Call of Duty series since COD 4. Basically, the maps are nicely designed. There's plenty of room to manoeuvre. There's plenty of room to flank, and it's not all just on the horizontal. You know, vertically you can go up and down in buildings, upper level. Not all the time, but you know, plenty of times there's like almost like slightly different levels. Like right there, you know, I'm up a little level, looking down. You know, but you can't camp in this game. That's the other thing I do like, is you cannot camp in this game. There are so many ways in and out of a particular area that if you try and camp in this game, you're just gonna fail. So you know, you have to be able to, you have to move around. And possibly that's why SMGs at the moment are in such heavy use, is because people are having to run around and move around so much. But you know, for me personally, I found myself being most successful when I was using an SMG. I've thrown on the ability to sprint for longer, the lightweight, you know, and that was perfect for me in this game, because to be honest with you, when I play this game, I do run and gun a lot more than I probably should. But it's only because to me, you know, that's how I look at COD games. I do look at them as fun and enjoyable, and you know, I don't take them too seriously. I know there's plenty of players out there who do, and I'm not saying, you know, that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that I don't. And so for me, that particular setup seems to work really well. Not all the time, obviously, because a lot of times I do get caught out by just charging around the corner, especially as I'm not used to hip firing. But you know, if I want to change that or get better, then I'll have to swap it out and maybe change my playstyle. But you know, it's part of that part of the game. It's there, and it's actually quite refreshing. And I love the fact that they've made camping so hard in this game. The other thing, in my personal opinion, they've made camping a bit of a difficult thing to do, is because now you don't have kill streaks, you've got score streaks. So you know, you basically get your drones or whatever, you get them for actually accumulating points. And to be honest with you, if you're playing, especially if you're playing an objective-based mode, objective-based game, you will get more points for playing the objective than just for going around trying to get kills. So it's kind of like encouraging people to get out there, play the objective, not sit in a corner or sit in a window looking down somewhere. Get out there, get some kills, but also, you know, play the objective. You know, cap that flag, defuse the bomb, whatever the objective is. Get out there, and you'll get more points for doing it. And the more points you get, the quicker you get your score streak. And it has definitely helped in reducing the camping, because for me personally, since Modern Warfare 2, when they introduced a whole bunch of new kill streaks and fairly powerful kill streaks, people was just starting to camp a little bit too much, and it was to me anyway, it was kind of killing the game, purely because you know, it's not what COD is really about. It's not how you should be playing COD, or anyone wants to play COD. It is about moving around and getting those kills, and you know, having some fun. And unfortunately, from Modern Warfare 2 onwards, in my opinion anyway, that had sort of changed dramatically, purely, in my opinion, because of those kill streaks. They were so overpowered, they were so strong that all people wanted to do was, you know, work their way up to that nuke and end that game, sort of thing. That seemed to be the mentality of people. And in this, not only have they got rid of kill streaks and they're now score streaks, but they've also made them fairly balanced. So in the previous video you saw, I think I watched a dragonfly, I think that's what it's called anyway, and it was so easy for someone to bring that down. I didn't even get a chance to kill anyone with it. It just it went flying out the room. Someone saw it, popped a few shots at it, and it was down. You know, and that's great. It's perfect for the game, because you know the maps are small, so it's very easy if you've got something that's so like a score streak that's very powerful or overpowered, for it to dominate the map. So that's basically my views on this game at the moment. I haven't played that much. I do plan on playing more and getting to more familiar with it and get to grips with it a bit better. But until then, that's just my honest and I like to feel unbiased opinion of this game, and what it's like compared to what's out there at the moment. I think this is almost over, so enjoy the rest of the video. I'm basically done now, so I'm out of it. I will catch you guys later. Cheers.